Hello everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the Career Guidance Session 2026, 19th March. Wait for a few more minutes so that our other members will all join these sessions and we will conduct this session smoothly. So I will insist each and everyone to wait for a few more minutes so that everyone in the house will join the sessions and we will conduct the sessions accordingly. So please bear with me for max 5 to 10 minutes. Thank you. Please bear with me for 2 to 3 minutes more. Then we will conduct the sessions. Since everyone is joining the sessions, the number of attendants are increasing. So please bear with me for more 3-4 minutes. Then we will conduct the sessions. As our Subhan Singh Kargi sir has also attended the sessions, and everyone, I'm waiting to each and everyone to join the sessions, and I will execute accordingly. So please bear with me for few more 3-4 minutes. Thank you. Hello, Moisey. I think you have some question that why can I unmute my mic? So you can unmute your mic in upcoming part of the sessions. There will be some interaction session part as well. So in that point of time, you can unmute your mic and ask as much as your question you can. So please bear with me till then. I will allow you to ask you as much as question you can. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the inconvenience caused from my side. So please bear with me for few minutes so that the number of attendance will be increased. I expected some more number of attendance in this session. So sorry for the inconvenience caused from my side. So please bear with me for a few more minutes. I'm extremely apologize for this inconvenience, but please bear with me for 2 to max 5 minutes. All right. So thank you for bearing with me for 10 minutes. Sorry for the inconvenience caused from our side. The session is expected to conduct it sharply at 8 p.m. So some some due to some reasons I executing these sessions right now. So welcome to the Career Guidance Sessions 2026, which is conducting in 19th March. So let me introduce firstly about myself. My name is Vijay Raul. I'm a part of Dlytica Inc. So in this basically this career guidance sessions is conducted with the motto to help the student to choose the accurate decisions, so which career path is best for them. In the sessions we invite all our speaker to guide them. So without wasting your much times, I will share my screen to show our proposals, our draft, and to provide all sort of knowledge and information to the students. So please bear with me, and welcome to everyone present in the house. Thank you for taking our time from your busy schedules and giving time with us. So let's begin. Is my screen is visible to everyone?
Yes, it is visible.
All right. So moving forward, as I said before, this is the career guidance session is a part of Dlytica Academy. Is Dlytica, we Dlytica are totally an IT company. We are established in 2018. We are working in the field of data AI cloud since 2018. But this Dlytica Academy is a byproduct of Dlytica the Inc. So I will go in that company description later on. But let me give you a quick introduction about Dlytica Academy. So this is basically a career guidance session is conducted for the students. So Moving forward, I will send another draft. So the objective of today's session, why today's career guidance session is conducted, what is the main motto, what is the main agenda, what is the main target of conducting today's session is, and I will give you a quick description about our today objective, today's session's objective: open discussion on the data and AI career. We will openly discuss about the data, about the AI career. How is AI changing in the changing the entire world. We will discuss about the real world in the industry experience and challenges as well. Apart from this, we will also discuss about the skills required for the freshers and early profession as well. So this is the one of the, some of the objective or the motto of today's career guidance session. Apart from this, we will also talk about the session on the data, AI, DevOps, and cyber security as well. And in the later in the last part of the sessions, we will also have a question answer session as well. As in the initial phase, Mahishji, I think, asked the question that why my mic is on mute. So you will be able to ask as many as a question in the later part of the session, sir. Not only to the Mahishji, to everyone present in the house, you can ask as much as questions in the later part of the sessions with our industry expert, including all the team member of Dlytica Inc. So I will give you more a quick introduction about this career guidance session. This career guidance session is conducted. We are conducting this career guidance session every couple of months. This basically is conducted at the end of the first month, in the after giving the all sort of basic stuff, all sort of basic knowledge to the students of data. We will help them to choose whether data engineering will be will be best for them, or whether the data analytics will be best for them, or whether data engineering or data scientist will be best for them. So these are the this is the main agenda why we are conducting this career guidance sessions. And down the road in the upcoming session, we are also adding some new courses like cybersecurity and DevOps engineering as well. And so in the upcoming times, we will also discuss about these two stuff as well. But right now, and these are the stuff that we are conducting. So without wasting your time, I will help you to get the right information, right accurate knowledge from our expert. So moving forward, this will be our guest speaker on today's sessions. This will be our guest speaker. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. This will be our guest speaker, Mr. Ashish Parajuli, sir. He is the founder and CEO of Dlytica Inc. He has initiated this Dlytica in 2018. He is also present in the panel. Our technical team leaders, Mr. Sudeep Shrestha sir, is also present in the house. He's also present. He's also present in the panel. Subhan Singh Karki sir, who's one of the most profound and highly experienced tutors that we have. He's also present in the house. And And Rivas Neopani sir is also present in the house, who is the cybersecurity engineer of NMB Bank. So thank you everyone, all our speakers and all the our esteemed guests who are present in the house. And apart from this, we have our entire Dlytica Inc. team also present in the house, including our operation manager, Sir Binod Paraj sir is also present in the house, who is executing this entire operations of our Dlytica Inc. So on the behalf of entire Dlytica Inc. family, we welcome to on today's career guidance sessions. And without wasting much time, I will hand over this today's sessions on our esteemed guest speaker. In the first step, I will hand over to the Subhan Singh Karki sir to talk about the topic that will be discussed today, sir. How AI. So, Subhan sir, am I audible to you? Hello, Subhan sir, am I audible to you?
Thank you.
So, welcome to the session, sir. And please guide our students how AI is reshaping the data AI and DevOps career, and how we, to stay relevant in the relevant and competent in today's era. So these are the top. These are the some of the, on the behalf of students. These are the some of the confusion that most of the students that have. So I will like to hand over this career guidance session to you, sir. So will you please give me and the entire students a clarification about this topic, sir? Over to you, Suvan, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Uh, can you give me control for the event? I would like to share
Sure,
some
sure, sure.
slides also.
Is it done, sir?
I think so. Let me see. Yeah, it should be good.
All right.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody, to wherever you are joining today's event. Uh, Let me quickly give an introduction about myself. My name is Suban Singh Karki. I work as a manager of the data department at Definite Solutions Nepal here in Kathmandu, Nepal. And I've been actively working across data, AI, and DevOps, building pipelines, designing data platforms, and also I've been associated with Dlytica Academy for the past year, 1 year. I've been teaching and mentoring students in this field. So, having said that, I have had the chance to see the entire data industry from a lot of different perspectives. Um, how things work in real companies and how things have been evolving for the past 15 years. And recently, I've had the opportunity to learn myself as well as teach the different aspects of career in data. So let me start with something interesting that happened with me, and that has genuinely changed how I think about this field specifically. And this happened about 6 months ago, where I was working on a data pipeline problem. And this was something that would normally take me about a couple of hours or about half a day to finish. Going through the requirements, writing SQL, building the transformations, writing a pipeline in Python, debugging issues, those kind of things. But this time I tried using AI. And so there I was, there I was describing the problem that I had in my hand in a few lines. And within minutes, I had a working solution in front of me. Granted, it was not perfect, but it was good enough that saved me many hours of headache. And I remember thinking to myself, if this is what AI can do today, what is my role going to look like in the next 6 months or so? And that is exactly what I want to talk to you about today. How do you build a career in data that is actually going to survive and grow in the age of AI? Now, looking back 6 months ago, that was the moment that made me realize something very important. And that is that we are already in a different reality. Today, if you try yourself, you will come to realize that AI can write your SQL queries, it can generate Python scripts, and it can build parts of your data pipeline perfectly. And what used to take you hours and hours of headache going through documentation, those kind of things, it's pretty uncomfortable. Those moments, when you are just um, in the initial moments of development. Um, and thinking about it, 6 months ago, I was pretty excited about it. But then it was also a little uncomfortable because earlier, just knowing how to code gave you an advantage. Hey, I can do this in Python. Hey, I can do this in Rust. Hey, I can do this in C++. I know SQL. I can optimize this. I can do this. I can do that. This used to be my advantage. Today, it's not an advantage anymore to anybody because everyone has access to that same power, which basically means that the barrier to entry in tech field in general has become lower. But at the same time, the expectations from you have increased significantly because now uh, my superiors, they expect me to produce the same result quicker, and not just same result but more efficient result, more polished result in a more sped up way. What used to take me 1 week to give a full-fledged polished pipeline, they expect me to give it in days, not in a week or so. And so the real question is no longer, can you write code? Nobody, I mean, uh, in the past 6 months, I have stopped asking in interview, can you write code or can you give me the answer to this solution or what is this or what is that? The real question has shifted from can you write code to why should I hire you instead of, getting the job done from using an AI? That has really become the question nowadays. And to answer that, we need to understand what exactly is changing. Because if you look at how development works today, there has been a major shift. Earlier, everything was manual. You wrote every line of code. You went through every piece of documentation. You came across issue. You would go to Stack Overflow and try to find if somebody has already come across the same issue and has maybe already solved the issue. You go through support channels asking for a resolution of issue. Basically, you debugged everything yourself. But what about now? Now you just describe the problem and AI may not solve the problem, but AI will definitely give you a starting point. And so with that, your role has kind of evolved. You're no longer just coding. What you're doing is you're guiding the AI, you're reviewing the response from the AI, and then you are refining the AI because AI it's in itself isn't perfect. You have got to refine the solution in an iterative process. And on top of that, you have these low code and no code tools that are making things even faster. And this leads to one important conclusion that's speed is no longer your advantage because everyone is fast now. If you had, let's say, if you had tons and tons of experience and if you could solve the problem in a week, somebody with an access to AI can do the same problem, can solve the same problem in a couple of hours, may not be, even have tons and tons of experience like you yourself. And so speed is no longer your advantage because everyone is fast now. So if speed is no longer your advantage, we have to think where our value actually comes from in this day and age of AI. And this shift is also changing the conventional roles in data career in a big way. Because earlier, if you see roles in data were very clearly defined. You have your data analysts who work with SQL, creating reports and dashboards. You have your data engineers who are tasked with building pipelines and maintaining the pipelines. You have your data scientists who would work on models and so on. But today, these roles and these lines are fading very fast. Why? Because you have your data analysts who are also writing Python scripts. You have your data engineers who are expected to understand business problems. And then you have your data scientists who are not just developing models, but then deploying real systems as well. And you see this overlapping and mixture of um, skill set, you can say basically a mixture of skill set happening across the domain, across different roles in the data domain. And because of that, you are no longer defined by the tools you know, and you can no longer define yourself by the tools you know. It's like saying, a couple of years back, you could say, I know I know how to write SQL. I know how to work with Power BI tools. So I'm a good data analyst. I know how to write Python code. I know how to work with orchestration tools, DBT, Apache Kafka, those kind of things. I'm a good data engineer. I know a few machine learning models. I can make models out of your data and give you some output. Uh, these definitions by the tools and by the tools are just not enough in this day and age. What you have to define yourself now and what you can do to you know stand out of the crowd is by defining yourself by saying what are the problems you can solve. And that is a much more powerful and demanding position to be in this day and age of AI. But let's take a step back and see the real picture now. Um, let's look at the if you are, let's say, someone who has just gotten into or trying to get into the data domain. Um, you're obviously trying to learn something. So a lot of the things that we are currently learning is kind of becoming automated. So you might be learning how to write SQL queries. AI can handle them perfectly. You may be trying to learn to create dashboards. AI can generate them. If not generate them, they can look at the data set and then suggest you what are the some of the matrices and what are some of the graphs and charts you can put up on a dashboard, and it can even give you a perfect layout of a dashboard that would be of interest or use to the stakeholders. If you're learning how to create pipelines, AI can not just suggest them, but even generate them for you. So if your skill set at this point in time is limited to these tasks, writing SQL queries, generating dashboards, or creating standard pipelines, you are basically competing with AI. And that is not a place where you want to be. Because what's happening is these are what we say average work now in the data domain, and this average work is kind of becoming a commodity. And whenever something in our world becomes a commodity, its value drops basically. Think of it like this. Gold is scarce, right? What if there was unlimited gold? Do you think the value of gold will be as high it is right now? That's basically means what it means is that if gold became a commodity, not something rare, I mean, the value of gold would drop. So if your skill set, if you yourself become a commodity, the value of your skill set would drop. So if your skill set is losing value, then what actually matters? You can ask yourself. And the good thing about that is that um, even though we are competing with AI, there are certain things AI still struggles with. And as far as I can see, it is going to struggle for quite some time. I don't think it is at that place in this moment where it can catch up with an actual human being. And that is where your biggest opportunity is going to lie. And it starts with understanding real world problems. Because in reality, problems are messy. AI can only give you a solution to a problem it has already faced with. AI will never be able to give a solution to a problem that is new to it. And in reality, we always come across new problems, and these real world problems are very, very messy. The other thing is we work with AI, that's fine, but our actual work is not with AI. Our actual work is with clients, right? And clients, they are not always clear with the requirements, and um, there is a lot of things that is lost in translation between the clients and the developers. And because of that, there's always some or the other hiccups happening whenever you're trying to work on a project. And like I said, the requirements always keep changing, right? And when you have this kind of scenario, when your problems are messy, when your clients are not clear, when your requirements keeps on changing, AI does not handle that well. So what's the takeaway out of that? Yeah, AI doesn't handle that well, but we as human beings, we do. Problems are messy. We have a look at them. We sort out what the problems are. We define the problems. We try to get to the root of the problem. Clients are not always clear. We communicate with them on a daily basis to sort out what their requirements are, what their pain points are, how can we help them. Requirements keep changing. We adapt to the changing requirements to deliver what the client requires. So that's the first thing. Second is data modeling and architecture. Yeah, in short, in simple, AI can write code, but designing systems that can scale, that can last, that requires a lot of thinking, a lot of deep thinking, where you have to balance out a lot of parameters uh, from the perspective of a system. That is not something that AI can do as of now. It's just not up to it. Third is data quality and trust, uh, because um, um, the the nuance of AI is that the output is only going to be as good as the input. So if there is any issue with the data that you're feeding into the AI, if it is not good enough, AI is going to slip up. And the worst part is that AI is not going to take responsibility when the data input data is wrong. The only entity that is going to take responsibility in our field when the input data is wrong is us. So that is something, uh, you know, um, that is, although it is risky, but it is something that falls upon us to take responsibility for. And I would say it is a plus point for us. Fourth is communication, and this is something I try to enforce upon all my team members, all my students. This is something that I advocate for um, to any developer that I come across, because you might have great ideas, like brilliant ideas. You might have some great insights as a developer, or you may have some product of your own. You may have some idea of your own. Your mind could be brilliant, but if you can't explain them in the most simplest of terms, uh, it's just not going to cut it. You will not be able to create any sort of impact if you can't communicate your ideas in the most simplest form. And finally, system level thinking. Um, and this is also another pain problem when you are trying to learn something in the tech field. Most of the times you are taught in a way, you are taught bits and pieces of tools. You're taught one programming language, you're taught one framework, you are taught maybe how to implement them in one project, but you are taught in a more scattered way, and you are taught to work with tools rather than integrating the tool to solve a problem. And so that becomes a very sought after skill set, which is to understand how everything connects from your input to the final output that is going to solve the problem for the stakeholders. So if you remember one thing from this session of mine, I would say it would be that the execution, the development work is getting automated one way or the other. If the company you're working on, if the company you are about to work on is has not integrated work with AI, let's say, or they are not pushing for AI, that's going to come sooner than later. And so your task, your role in development, your role in execution is going to be more or less automated. But what's not going to be automated and what's going to be important for you is that your judgment is going to become more valuable than ever, because no matter how perfect AI becomes, their output is not going to go it's just not going to go to the production without somebody there staying on top of it, reviewing it, and then giving it a green signal. So naturally, uh, Naturally, I would say the next question in this series would be that if my skill set is not going to be relevant, if the tools I'm learning is not going to be relevant or not going to be helpful, what should we actually focus on to stay relevant? I would say you should think of your skills like layers, right? And this is going to be specifically for professionals, data professionals. At the base, you need strong fundamentals. And when I say strong fundamentals, it's basically going to be SQL. It's going to be, for now, it's going to be Python and data modeling. These are non-negotiable. You have to be good at SQL, you have to be good at Python, you have to be good at data modeling. Why? Because even if the code is being generated by AI, you have to be able to look at them, review them, and understand them. Otherwise, you're just working blind there. Then what you need to do is you need to learn how to use AI effectively. And when I say how to use AI effectively, I don't mean just asking questions like going to ChatGPT or going to Claude and then saying, fix this error or implement this. That's not the proper way to be using AI effectively. What you should be doing is that you should be guiding it, meaning that you should be able to give them set of instructions to follow, what to do, what not to do, what are the parameters that should that the final output should be bound by, those kind of things. You should be able to validate the output that AI is giving, and you should be able to improve upon it in a iterative process. Next comes data thinking, which basically means that can you define right metrics? Can you translate business problems into data solutions? Uh, when you're working in data, you can't just be working to get data from point A to point B. You also have to think and understand of what are the people going to do with the data once I get it to point B. Is the data I'm is the data that I'm getting to point B usable? If not usable, what is going to be usable for them? How do I automate that process? How do I put the right matrices at the right place for the right people? That is how you have to think about when you're working in the data domain. And then you have the engineering mindset, basically, which means that can your system scale? You don't build a system for today. Uh, you have to build the systems thinking at least a couple of years ahead, so that when the volume of data increases, your system should be able to handle that perfectly well. You also have to think of things like, can you handle failures? Because your no matter how perfect your system you create, it is going to fail at some point in time, and the system you create should be able to handle those failures without breaking the system apart. And finally, you have communication, because again, at the end of the day, the person who can connect the data to decisions is going to become the most valuable person in the room. And with AI, data has become even more mm, priceless, you could say, probably. And so um, uh, the data within your company is kind of like a gold mine. If you can look at the data and then create insights out of them to drive decisions, you basically are bringing immense value to the company, and you uh, translate it property, you become the most valuable person in the room, in the team, in the company. Now, that was all well and good, very theoretical stuff, but let's be a little bit practical. So, um, let's say if you're just starting out your career in data domain, or if you're already working in the data domain, uh, here's a couple of things I would recommend. So, and this used to be, or maybe this is you, or maybe this is how you used to operate in previous days. So, like, let's say, for example, um, in tech domain, people love collecting tools, right? So if you used to look at the resume, they would say, oh, I know 5 programming languages, I know 10 frameworks, I can work with 3 cloud providers, I can work with uh, 15 integration tools. those kind of things. I've got 25 to 30 certifications. Um, that is not going to be relevant going forward. What is going to be relevant going forward is that if your resume says, I solved a specific problem and this is how I solved it, that is going to be of more value. The second thing that you can do is building real projects, not just going through tutorials, um, but mimicking some real uh, data projects, or building an end-to-end platform, some things like that. Um, Next thing that you can do is work with AI as your teammate, basically. So there's a new term called AI pair programmer. So instead of you working with a colleague, you are working basically with an AI, and the AI becomes your pair programmer. And what it does is that it lets you speed up your work. Uh, but what I would say is don't depend on it blindly. Don't just copy paste the code generated by AI and then say pass it off as saying that it's your work. Yes, the AI will generate the code, but go through it, look at how the AI is solving the problem. Understand the concept that because AI will not just generate the code. If you ask AI why did it solve the problem the way it did it, and if you ask the AI to explain the thought process behind it, it will easily do that for you. And yeah, so you should be doing that. And finally, try to go as deep as you can, uh, because it is. Um, uh, if you just look at tutorials or some guides, they might not go, they might just look at the surface level knowledge. What you should be doing is that you should be going as deep as you can. So, for example, it's better to master SQL properly than to know 5 different tools superficially. And fifth thing you can do is you should be doing is building proof of work. Whatever projects you do, push it on GitHub, talk about it on LinkedIn, publish a case study maybe, because your resume in itself is not going to be sufficient for you. You have to show a proof of work, and the way you can do that is by doing the things that I mentioned before. And your work basically becomes your identity in this day and age. And if you look out, if you kind of zoom out and look at the bigger picture, what you are going to see in the coming days, it's already begun outside, and you pretty much see the same scenario being replicated here in lots of other places, including Nepal. Is that what you're going to see? Is that you're going to see new roles emerging. So things like analytics engineers, things like data platform engineers, things like AI plus data hybrid roles. And what you're going to see is that there's a commonality across all of them. They are not just about coding. What they require is thinking, designing, and decision making. So with this, you probably have a clear direction already. You're looking at where this session is going towards, is that we are moving away from tool-based roles, basically. It used to be that way. You had roles that were very tool-specific, tool-based roles. We are not in that era anymore. We're moving away from tool-based roles. What we're moving towards is that we are moving towards problem-solving roles. So let's, at the end, let's bring everything together. Um, I don't want to scare you. This is not for scaring you. Obviously, this session is not for scaring you. 6 months ago, I was not scared. I was surprised. I was a little uncomfortable, but I was not scared. And a lot of people in my circle, those who have been hired in junior roles or associate roles, they are worried that AI will take their jobs. But I would say that is not the right way to think about it. Uh, and I would say that AI will not replace data professionals or professionals in tech in general. But, and if it, this, and this is not just a small but, this is a big but, data professionals or professionals in tech in general who know how to use AI effectively will replace those who don't. So you are not going to be replaced by AI. It's going to be somebody who is good at their job with AI than you without AI. So that is what you have to keep in mind. So don't fear AI. Learn it, use it, and master it. And most importantly, keep evolving because and this is, I don't think I have to tell you this because in the tech field, the only way to stay relevant, stay competitive is to keep growing. And that's about it from my session. Thank you for your time, and I would like to give it back to Vijay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. It's always delighting to have a conversation with you. So I think you have sought out all the clarification of the students. So, and yes, I would like to kindly request each and everyone, please, could you turn on your camera so that the interaction will be more interesting and it will be looks like more attractive. So I will request each and every member present in the panel to please turn on your camera to make this session more interactive. And moving forward, Suman sir, thank you so much for your taking your time out from your busy schedules. It's always been pleasure, talking with you. Thank you so much for your time. And without wasting any more time, I would like to again share my screen. Uh, so moving forward, now it's time to welcome in the panel. Uh, our technological team leader, Mr. Sudhir Shrestha, who has working with us since many years. He is the one who is initiating the entire technical department. He is the one who is handling many projects, leading the team from the front. So I would like to welcome in the panel Mr. Sudhir Shrestha sir, to discuss, cause many students have this kind of dilemma that how to start data engineering and how data engineering tool explanation. So many students have some such kind of dilemma. So it will be wonderful, since you are leading the team, since you are leading the project, the companies, the team members from the front. So it will be great opportunity for the students to learn your experience, to learn your knowledge, your informations. So on the behalf of students and entire Dlytica Inc. sir, I would like to hand over to Mr. Sudeep Shrestha sir to sort out this clarifications and dilemma of the students. Over to you, Sudeep sir. Am I audible to you, Sudeep sir?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, sir.
Okay. Thank you for the introduction, Mr. Pise. So, yeah. So let me share my screen. So is my screen visible right now?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, your screen is visible right now, sir.
as well for students. Yeah, data engineering.
Sudeep sir, yes, sir. Your screen is visible right now.
Okay, okay,
Please
sure, sure.
move forward.
Yeah. So let me start with my introduction. So, I'm Sudip Shrestha. So I have been working in data engineering field for more than 3 years. So I'm currently working as a, technical team lead here at Dlytica. So basically, I have been working as an data engineer plus platform engineering architect to design a big data platform, right? So it's been more than 3 years. So I have been part of a team where we are basically building a big data platform called Data Nature. So maybe you guys can Google it and find it out over there. So it's a big data and AI platform. So it's similar to the Databricks, Snowflake, or any cloud service provider, big data and AI tools. So, so today I'll be basically discussing how to start data engineering from zero level, right? And what are the tools or some systems that you need to explore to start data engineering. So basically, I'll cover what are the tools that are required for data engineering and the basic concept of data engineering, what data engineering is, and some platforms and the career roadmaps for the beginners. So I'll be talking about mm, cloud platform, Azure, AWS, and other data engineering cloud solutions like Informatica Cloud and other open sources tools that you could start with for learning data engineering. So basically, I'll be talking about what data engineering is. So in this section, I'll be covering high level roles, responsibilities, and what are the industry context of data engineering and the journey of data pipeline. So basically, the crucial role of any data engineers is the design of data pipelines, and we'll talk about uh, core tools and technologies. And after that, I'll be talking about some cloud platforms you could explore and get data engineering knowledges. And if you don't have or you could not access any cloud platforms, then it's not a worry. You can try out open source tools on your own laptop, right? So you can simply install any Hadoop-based big data platform or data engineering tools on your laptop, or you can even install latest technology that are used for data engineering. And finally, we'll talk about where to start and how to make your portfolio and such like that. So what data engineering is? So data engineering is basically a process or discipline or let's say a designated system that basically focuses on building and maintaining the different data ecosystem that connects to a different sources and gathers the data. So it may be any databases or it may be any APIs, IoT devices, sensors like speedometer or any tracker, anything like that. So simply data engineer will be connecting to that sources via APIs or any connectors that are available, or you could even have to make connectors if not available. And after that, you simply connect to that source and you get in you get into that system connected, and you just gather all the data into a system and make it ready for consumers. Like consumers may be data analyst, data scientist, or any other systems like dashboarding system, reporting tools, or any web application. So you just make the data ready for other systems or other roles to utilize it. So data engineering will be a basically a foundational for any AI system also, because AI you need to give it a proper data. So if AI, so AI is basically based on what the input is given to it, and the output will be based on the what the input was given to it. So it's like, so if the data is not structured, or let's say it is not transformed, or it is not transformed as it was supposed to be according to a knowledge export or any business export, then it will be a garbage out for the AI. So AI is like, if you give the AI a garbage, then it will give you the garbage output as well. So the data engineering will be referred as a basic foundational thing or foundational process for any AI implementation to be begun. So what will be the core responsibilities of any data engineer? So the core responsibilities will be building ETL pipelines or ELT pipelines. So ETL pipeline is a traditional pipelines that has been implemented since 90s, late 90s, right? And ELT, it will be mostly designed for the current big data scenario. And other roles, obviously data warehouses for any OLAP operations, and any data engineers should optimize any query performance regarding the system performance, and they also need to ensure the data quality and governance. So data quality, so if the consumer gets the data unqualified, then it will hamper in the data decision making or data driven decision or any business decision. So that's why the data needs to be checked. It needs to be qualified for any business consumers to use it. And regarding the governance, so it's a regulatory or rules that any data system must follow and any data engineer must imply to its data. So there are certain standards for any data. So we need any data engineers or any roles needs to apply certain compliance thing to the data of any customers or any systems, um, like data engineers must not impose or expose the PII information of any customers or any let's say vendors or anyone. So that needs things to be covered in that section while designing any pipelines or any data models. And the other core responsibility is any data engineers that are working needs to manage data infrastructure if the system is on mostly on premise. So mostly if data engineers are working on a organization that is strictly prohibited within the nation or within the country, then the data platform will be installed inside their own uh, territory, or let's say or inside their closed environment. Then in that scenario they could even have to manage the data infrastructure also. So, what basically is data pipeline journey is simply we ingest. The term ingest means we simply connect to a source. So it could be any REST APIs, GraphQLs, or any other HTTP methods, or it could be any connectors. We simply connect it to the source. We just take all the data from there and we just store it into a concept called warehouse or data lakehouse. So in the current scenario, the data is mostly focused on modern architecture, which is
Hello,
called
sir.
data lakehouse.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Sorry.
Your slide first में stock
I
बढ़
think
रहा
so,
है.
sir. So, this, sir, your slides are not changing with you. So, I think that's the issue with the students.
Okay, let me share it again.
Sure, sure.
Can you see the
Yeah, yeah, sir.
change? Can you see the change now?
No, sir, it's constant right now.
We are still on the first slide.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, I think I should share my screen then. Are you able to see the new slide uh, by any chance?
Looks like Sudip, like you have to
Unfortunately,
extend.
sir.
Are
Unfortunately,
you
the slide is
extending the
not
monitor?
changing, sir.
Yeah. Maybe it's
Okay.
coming from the primary monitor. Maybe you are, if you are sharing from the monitor or something, then
Okay.
it's
Let me just share my whole screen then.
Sure, sir.
Okay, is it visible now?
Yes,
Right,
yes,
yes, it's
yes.
visible right now.
Okay, okay, maybe something stuck.
Okay, sure. Sorry
Okay,
for the inconvenience caused from our side. So please move on, sir.
okay. Okay, thank you. So the I was talking about the data pipeline journey. So basically, there will be three concepts. So we'll be just talking about the ingesting at first. So ingesting means getting the data from the sources. So sources may be APIs, DBs, or any streaming platforms or any IoT sensors, or you can take it an example of your motorbike speedometer or anything like that. So those type of data are being fed into a storage, uh, either object storage called S3 or any data lake house system or any data warehouse. So after we um, uh, take all the raw data over here, we'll transform it. The transform means we'll clean it. So cleaning means we'll be checking the data types, we'll be deduplicating the data, and we'll be transforming the data according to the um, according to any business models or any data modeling things. So while doing the transformation and while designing the data models, the data engineer must focus on the business values and business KPIs. So here, any data engineers that are working, he or she must understand the business logics or any consumer side logic. So that's where AI could not handle. That's where AI can't handle, because the brainstorming things comes under data modeling, and the real scenario of problem solving case mostly occurs on the transformation and modeling scenarios. So once the data are transformed correctly according to the business need or any consumer side, then it is served to a system, to a system or any application. So mostly they are served into any dashboarding things, reporting things, and we throw it through any APIs so that other system could communicate through APIs. And obviously the data science team. So the the data science team needs to design any ML models, or they need to create any agents or any let's say yeah, any different types of agents, or they need to call the tools. So they need the correct structured data. That's where the data engineer makes the correct data, clean the data, that makes it more qualified for the ML ops or any data science system to take it and use it for further use cases. So basically, there will be two types of data pipelines. So one is ETL and another is ELT. So ETL mostly focuses on traditional approach only for structured data, but in today's era, we are on the AI enhanced era where data is constantly generating by itself, and we are on the era of Web 3.0 where data are autonomously generating itself, where data are not structured at themselves. So that's where ELT comes under. So what are the core tools and technologies that you must start with to get into a data engineering field? So first of all, regarding the languages and query, you guys must understand the basics of Python, right? So only asking or prompting through the AI doesn't make you smart enough, because you need to understand the basic of Python. Because when it comes around is when you get inside the debugging section, or when it comes inside the system design or critical thinking, you must understand the flow, how things are being built. So for that, you need to have a basic understanding of the any language. So Python is mostly preferable in data engineering field and data science field. So inside that, you need to understand what different libraries like pandas, numpy, anything like that, and the PySpark, obviously. So it's a combination of Spark and Python. And after that, you need to have understanding of SQL. So how the SQL works, why SQL is needed and where it is used, and what are the basic DMLs, DDLs, DCLs, and the advanced query things that needs to be done from SQL. And obviously, data engineer must understand Bash and Shell script. You might wonder why we still need Bash and Shell. So the reason is that most of the organization where they demand data engineers, they are mostly still using legacy systems or the old systems like cloud era. Like you can take an example of cloud era data warehouse. So because the organization are so big that they have adopted that system. That's why the some data engineering pipelines, they are automated through the bash script, and they are scheduled over the cron jobs, and the data movement is done through basically the cell. uh, some organizations still are using CLI based or bash script based pipelines because they have been adapting that system so far. So it's all about the organization culture, and it's all about the cultural adaptation that any organization has taken. So bash and shell scripting is also needed for any data engineer. So for the so these things, Python, SQL, and bash and shell script, these are the basics that you need to understand before you deep dive into any data engineering field. So after that, the tools. So data engineering is not about learning different tools, or it's not about like exploring all the tools that is available on the market. So it's about learning one tool, and you can get to know, or you can easily adopt another tool if you understand the core concept of one tool. So for example, so Spark. So Spark is obviously mostly used for any processing pipelines, or it is mostly used for processing the heavy datas, right? And for the streaming, you have Kafka. So it's a Apache Spark, Apache Kafka. It's a open source. You can even download, or you can even use it on your own laptop. You don't have to go to any cloud solution or any cloud provider to understand what Spark, how does it work, and so on. So these are the tools. There are alternatives of these tools that are provided by the cloud itself, but the underlying architecture that every cloud platform uses are these tools foundational core concept. So for the processing DBTs, so for the processing data build tool, so this DVT is mostly used nowadays by any data engineers. So it's a very friendly to write a code and to build a data model. So you could quickly get inside this DVT. So you can try it on your own laptop, or you can even try on cloud. So I think it's uh, easy, and it's easy to learn, because if you know the concept of SQL, you can easily use DBT, and it will be mostly used for designing the uh, data modeling. Yeah, so data modeling, facts and dimensional modeling that we mostly focuses on while designing any data pipelines. And for the orchestration, so once you design or create any data pipelines, you need to manage it, orchestrate it. So for that, you can learn Apache Airflow, which is available to you. You can make it on your own laptop and try it. And there's other cloud provider storage like Snowflake, Delta Lake, and Apache Hive that you could explore around. Regarding the cloud platform, if you don't want to try it on your own laptop, you can try it on the cloud. So if you are a student, you can try to get a subscription. So I think there is a Azure for Student subscription. So you need to log in via your college mail. Then it will provide you $100 credit, right? You don't have to have a credit card or any debit card. So once you get the $100 credit, you can explore around the ETL or ELT pipelines features of Azure, which is called Azure Data Factory. And this is mostly used, let's say it's mostly used on the SMEs type of organization where they don't have to they are not restricted about the data inside their territories, right? So it can be used by e-commerce giant e-commerce organization to create any ETL pipelines over the cloud. So ADF and Synapse. So ADF gives you ability to drag and drop. So it's a no code, low code type of data engineering tool. You can try it out using Azure for student subscription, and other like Azure Synapse Analytics. So it gives you a unified solution of data engineering. So it includes ETL with storage system, with API, feasibilities, and so on. And other, obviously, Azure Databricks, it's a managed Spark. So it runs on top of Apache Spark that I discussed earlier, right? So every cloud providers who are making big data and AI platform are mostly based on this Apache solutions. So uh, every architecture or every understanding or every core technological things are defined from this type of tools. And so other things like storage and the visualization things, you can take it as from this slide. And if you are not student or you don't have any student mail, then you can try it using AWS with your credit card. So I think you just have to provide the credit card information, but it doesn't charge you a cost. It gives you $115 credit, and you can try engineering from the AWS also. And if you don't have credit card, anything, you don't have mail, you don't have credit card, you don't have anything, then you can try Informatica Cloud. So it doesn't ask you for anything, but it is limited to only ETL. So it doesn't give you features of the ELT concept. So it's mostly for the ETL because it was introduced from the traditional approaches of pipeline. So there's three concept I'm giving you for to explore. You can try whichever is feasible to you. So if that things doesn't work you well, then you can try open source ecosystem. So you can use Apache Spark, Kafka. These all tools are available on internet. You can download it. You can try it on your own laptop. So to start with installation or to get around with this all types of tool, so you can try it out YouTube or any sites. So if you don't get any ideas, then you can even reach out to our academy. So on our Dlytica Academy, we majorly focuses on understanding this type of tools, and we give you insights of whatever the basics that I just gave you. That things will be taught and guided to you by the Dlytica Academy. So you can even reach out to the academy. So if you are still confused on how the installation is done, what to do, and how to explore this thing, so if you get confused on your own, then you can reach out to academy. Mr. Bize is here, and other guys obviously I think is here. So what your learning path will look like. So if you are starting from today, or if you are starting from zero, simply you have to learn about the foundation, obviously Python basics, SQL fundamentals, Linux commands, and then after you need to know the concept of Git, because you have to manage your code, and you need to have basic understanding of Git and GitHub. So Git and GitHub is a version control of your code, so it helps you manage all the codes that you write on the Python. And after that, so once you learn the phase one, once you explore the phase one, you can dive into data tools. So you don't have to explore all the data tools, just specific 2 or 3 tools. You can start with Airflow, Spark, and NiFi. I think NiFi is missing here. No worries. It's NiFi, Spark, and Airflow. And for the transformation, you can use Python code or DBT. So if you want to make more data modeling more visible and more accurate to data modeling, then you could use DBT. And you need to have basic understanding of Docker and containerization, because as a data engineer sometimes you have to manage the data infrastructure, and sometimes this data are deployed under Docker or any Kubernetes system. So that's why a basic understanding of Docker and containers are recommended. And after the phase 2, you can explore around with the cloud ecosystem. And once you explore phase 1, phase 2, and phase 1, 2, and 3, you can go with designing a project. So you have to know how every input, from input side to output side, how the pipeline works from the entry point to exit point. So you need to understand the data lineage uh, in order to understand how data engineering pipeline works and what is the actual job of data engineering. So you need to design, or you need to perform end-to-end pipelines. So so you, if you want to get inside a job, or if you want to get inside any interviews question, then it's better to have uh, real projects based on these tools, or based on any cloud tools. So that will help you a lot. And you need to maintain a GitHub profile, because obviously the employer will check your GitHub, uh, what have you done and what things you know. So that could be helpful for you. And some certification like data engineering certification or fundamental certification like TP9 and other certifications could help you a lot to get inside a data engineering field. So I think here is the resources. So you can even try it out, free code camp. There are lots of resources to try out on the data engineering section. And even there's a data camp where you can understand all these concepts. And obviously Microsoft Learn, Coursera, YouTube, obviously these tools are openly available. But if you are still stuck, and if you are still confused on what to do, then you can reach out to the academy side. And academy could help you uh, better on how to start data engineering and what to learn and how to get inside the professionals of data engineering and AI things. Thank you. I think that's it from my side. So the takeaways of from my side is, you need to start with Python and SQL, and you can use Azure for Student or any other alternatives that I have given, and practice with real pipeline. So you can, how you can design a pipeline is, you can simply start with Python. You can get data from any APIs. There's dummy APIs. You can try out getting all those APIs and getting it into a system and process it and visualize it through any Python libraries like Matplotlib and so on. So that is the basic uh, layer where you can understand what is ingestion, what is transfer, what is loading, and what is transformation. And after that, what is the consumer trying to do. So that 4 step, you will understand that, and you can implement that same process with the data engineering tools like Airflow and so on. Okay. I think my screen share was ruled over. Okay, I think that's it from my side.
Okay, sir.
Uh,
Thank you so much for your time, Sudeep sir. Great, it's great to learn all your experience, all your knowledge, all your informations. I think everyone present in the panels has obtained all sort of informations. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to give a quick some informations regarding our poll. Please click on the link that is provided in our chat box. That link is provided from our Dlytic Inc. family, and the ink that poll is also available on the screen. QR the screen, and link that poll. It will be you can share the that you can scan the that QR provided on the screen. So I will kindly request each and everyone present in the panel to scan that QR, so that everyone will be present, will be join that poll. So is our screen is visible to everyone present in the house? So I kindly request to scan that QR and join the pool, and that pool link is also provided in the chat box as well. And for your convenience, we have also shared that link, share that stuff on our screen as well, by our team member. So I kindly request to join that poll, participate in that poll using that link below in the chat box, or by scan that QR. And moving forward, I will continue this session, but let me finish this talk first. I'll give the opportunity to each and every member to scan this QR and get in touch in the pool. So I will wait for a few more minutes to scan the QR, so that I will turn off this screen and continue our career guidance session onward. So I think this screen is off by our team member from Dlytica Inc. And the image is also provided in the chat box. The link is provided in the chat box, so that you will be easily join that poll. It is done only for your convenience. By our Dlytica Inc. Family. So I kindly request to click on that link and get in the touch with that pool, or scan the QR that is provided in the chat box as well. So moving forward, it's time to welcome one of our special guest, the cybersecurity of NMB Bank, Rivas Newpani sir. So moving forward, I will also share my screen. So just give me a minute. All right. All right. So yeah, is my screen is visible too? So moving forward, I will welcome on the panel the cybersecurity engineer of NMB Bank, Mr. Rivas Newpani sir. He's one of our special guests on today career guidance sessions. He will discuss all the topic that is showing on the screen. He will sort out all the sort of dilemma and all sort of confusions that student may have, caused many of the students either from the IT domain or either from the management domain have such kind of aspiration to be a part of banking sector, because banking is that's arena who is leading the economic one of the economic factor of our nation. So many students of IT domain or any sort of domain have kind of desire to be in the part of banking institutions. So being a part of banking institution, recently Pani sir will have some more clear experience about the banking arena, about the how the banks work, how the technical knowledge is used on the bank, how the what is cybersecurity, what is cybersecurity engineering, and introduction to the cybersecurity career path in the cybersecurity. What are the stuff, what are the skills that is required to be a cybersecurity engineer, and what is the tool of roadmap, or the ethical hacking, not unethical hacking but ethical hacking. What is the roadmap of ethical hacking? So I would like to welcome on the panel Rios Newpani sir. Rios Newpani sir, is my am I audible to you? Am I
Hello, hello,
visible to you, sir?
hello. Am I audible, Vijay?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir. So I would like to hand over this career guidance session panel over to you, sir. So over to you, Rishabh, sir.
Thank you so much. First of all, I'd like to thank Dlytica Academy for having me as a special guest lecturer for sharing my experiences and all. So I'd like to start over by sharing my slides. So can you please provide me the access?
Sure, sir.
I'm not able to share my screen.
So I will. Yes, sir.
So it's saying only meeting organizers and presenters can share.
Sorry for the inconvenience caused, sir. Just give me a minute. I'll sort this out and I'll get back to you. Just give me a
Okay, okay.
second.
Okay, sure, sir, sure.
So the hello Rishabh, sir. I think the problem will be sorted out in just few minutes. Please bear with me.
Okay, okay. I'm able to share for now.
Sure, sure, sure. So you have got the access, sir?
Yeah, yeah, I
Have you
got
got the
my
access?
access.
All
Okay,
right,
so
all right.
is my screen visible?
Uh, just a second, sir. Yes, sir. Your screen is right now visible. I think it's loading. Just. Yes, sir. Your screen is visible right now, so Rishabh, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So basically, thank you. Firstly, I'd like to thank Dlytica Academy and BJ for having me. Also, I'd like to
Sure, sure.
thank
Pleasure, sir.
Mr. Binod sir who contact me. So basically, I will talk about the careers in cybersecurity domain in Nepal in context of Nepal. So most of the students are in this session are from Nepal. So I'd like to revolve everything related to cybersecurity around Nepal. So so myself, Rivas Neupane, who is also the cybersecurity instructor and a practitioner from Nepal. So, talking about the educational experience, I studied Himalaya College of Engineering in bachelor. So, I'm also the student of Masters in Institute of Engineering IOE, where I'm studying Masters in Engineering in Cybersecurity and Network. Talking about the experiences, I worked in couple of companies. So, firstly, I joined Omnil Technologies as information security engineer intern. Then I got promoted to Associate Information Security Engineer. Later on, I switched my career to Swift Technologies, which is also the part of IME Group. So in Swift Technology, I used to look the multiple companies that belongs to IME Group, and currently I am employed in one of the largest commercial bank in Nepal, NM Bank. So basically, talking about my experiences, I got a lot of experience also from all the sectors that requires cybersecurity in Nepal. Like Omnil Technologies is an IT company. Swift Technologies, which is under IME Group, is a fintech and remittance company. And currently, I'm working in the banking sector. So exactly, I know the landscape of cybersecurity, the the challenges that the student face while learning the cybersecurity, the challenges they might face while stepping into the job field. So I'll talk about my experiences as well as along I'll also guide you along how to start your career in cybersecurity from where you can access the resources and materials. So at first, what is cybersecurity? So most of the people think that the cybersecurity just belongs to hacking the stuffs, while some other may think the other way. Like some other people may think cybersecurity as just securing any system that can be any that the system that produces information, like you can say the mobile application, the PCs and end users of the devices, the people, the process, the technologies, the tech stack, web application, mobile application. So basically, cybersecurity is a umbrella term, and the other domains like web application security, mobile security, cloud security, AI and LLM security, which is most popular currently, and the other is malware analysis, digital forensics. So all other belongs under the umbrella of cybersecurity. So it is the practice of protecting the system, network, and data from digital attack, unauthorized access, and damage. It is not just about the tool, it is also about the people, process, and technologies working together to secure the digital world. So the mindset that the student must set while stepping into the cybersecurity is that when you are stepping into the field of cybersecurity, you are not only just working along with the tools and technologies, you also have to work with the people, the processes, the policies, procedure, documentation, reporting, and everything. In today's world, everything is connected: banks, hospital, government, even your phone, thanks to the internet that made this possible. Cybersecurity ensures that the digital ecosystem stays safe, private, and trustworthy. So the main goal of cybersecurity is basically to protect the CIA, which stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So every cyber attack, every cyber threats that you may heard till now just revolves around these three factors, that is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So the breach of confidentiality can be the breaching the data from different servers like bank accounts, bank details, your NIDs, your citizenship numbers, and all your other PII. So PII stands for personally identifiable information, while the breach of integrity can be defacing the websites. Like you might have heard in the news, like someone defaced the site, governmental site of Department of Passports, while the other governmental sites like uh, Department of Home Affairs, Foreign Affairs, and so on. Also, the banking sectors and the fintech sectors or the IT companies continuously faces these type of attacks, which belongs or which is included in the breach of integrity section. While the breach of availability can be someone attacking a system, performing DOS attack and DDoS attacks, where the normal user cannot access the service or the system when they need it. So when you go to the governmental agencies, like they make you wait for hours and or even days, claiming that the system is down or the server is down. So basically, this can also include under the breach of availability. So there is a common myth versus the realities. In cybersecurity, there is a common myth like cybersecurity is only about hacking, but in reality, it is much more than hacking. It includes defenses, monitoring, risk management, compliance, user awareness, system awareness, incident response, digital forensics, security audits, and many more. So cybersecurity is not just about hacking, or cybersecurity is not just about the defending the system or preventing the system from attack. It is much more greater than that. So why cybersecurity matters is every clicks, every transaction, and every login can be a target. So you might have heard about the NICSA Swift server attack, where everyone in 2017, when every Nepali people were celebrating Vaitika, or sorry, the Lakshmi Puja, the attack group from North Korea, which is also called Lazarus. So it made NICSA its victim. So basically, what happened was uh, NICSA recently hired an intern in the IT department. So the attacker sent him the phishing email The intern clicked the link and boom, the control of the system was in the hand of NIC, the group of in the hand of attacker, the Lazarus group. So the Lazarus group is the same group that performed the similar kind of attack in the National Bank of Bangladesh, where they successfully exfiltrated more than $1 billion. Similarly, it also performed the ransomware attack in the Bank of India and so on. So every click, every transaction, and every login can be a target. So everyone should be aware, even if you are a student or even if you are working somewhere, the cyber attacks are increasing in Nepal and globally. So the Checkpoint, which is also the popular cybersecurity organization of the world, so it released a report claiming that the security posture of Nepal is very vulnerable, and Nepal lie on the top three most attacked countries in the world. So the most prevalent threats that Nepal faces are ransomware, malware attacks, information stealing malwares, mobile banking attacks, and so on. So the organization need skilled professional more than ever, ensuring CIA, as I already talked about CIA. Cybersecurity is not just a career, it's a responsibility to protect the digital future. So this is the data that is being shared by the Cyber Bureau of Nepal. So you can just look into the data where the cases registered in the Cyber Bureau in 2019 to 20 fiscal year was 2,301 cases, whereas in 2022 and 23, the cases grew exponentially, reaching above 6,000 cases. The last 4 years, 16,190 cases were reported, which includes online fraud, revenge porn, ransomware attack, defamation, hacking, and others. So most of the threat arise from the Facebook, while the other platforms like TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, and currently the platforms like Telegram are also widely being used by the attacker to target or to victimize the system or the people. Between September 2022 to April 2023, 4,937 cases were reported to Nepal police. Previous fiscal year total 4,486 cases. So on an average, Nepal, the cases that are reported to Nepal are around 60 to 70. So which is huge. So basically, while talking about cybersecurity, there are majorly three. There are basically three. Okay, so please please mute your mic so that I can focus. So while talking about the cybersecurity career in Nepal, there are basically three fields where the students can go through and explore through. The first being offensive security or the attack part of cybersecurity, which is also called the red team in the term of cybersecurity. The work or the basic role of the offensive security or the red team expert is to find and exploit the vulnerabilities in the system. The system can be anything varying from your web application to mobile application. Mobile application also includes Android and iOS, the IoTs, cloud, AIs, and so on. You can work as a penetration tester, ethical hacker, or the red teamer, or the bug bounty hunter. So the role you choose in the red team is where you have to focus mainly on finding the exploit, finding the vulnerabilities, and exploiting the vulnerabilities, and suggesting the recommendation to the developers or the system network admins and so on. The other is defensive security, or where it is also called the blue team in common. So the role of defensive security expert is to detect, monitor, and respond to the threat. The role of offensive security was to find and exploit the vulnerabilities, while the role of defensive security is just opposite. It is to detect, monitor, and respond to the threat that are occurring in the system. The roles consist of SOC analyst, where you analyze the same tools. The other is incident responder, where you immediately respond to certain incident that your organization faces. The other being threat analyst, where you analyze the malwares and existing threats that are in the wild currently. The other is digital forensics, where you reverse engineer the systems like hardware, your SSD hard drive, your SSDs, your networks, or your RAMs, volatile memory, non-volatile memory. While doing these things, so while you are in the defensive role, the thing you need to know is you need to maintain the chain of custody. So everything you perform should be written clearly, step by step, on which time you access the system, which time you analyzed, which tool you used, and everything. The other most in-demand role in the banking sector or the fintech sector in Nepal is governance and risk, where you basically go through the policies, compliance, and risk management framework, risk monitoring of any organizations. The roles include security auditors like ISO 27001 2022. The other can be the PCI DSS, SOC 2, NIST cybersecurity framework, NRB guidelines, NTA guidelines, and so on. Risk analyst, compliance officer, etc. So beside this, there are also specialized field in cybersecurity. Like you can choose from cloud security engineer, API security engineer, malware analyst, DevSecOps, AI and LLM security, mobile application securities, CISO, network security, and so on. So you can just go through the slide. So I'll be talking about the first part, which I already described is the offensive part of security. Offensive security is not just about the hacking, it's also the mindset and the technical mastery. So the core skills you need while stepping into the field of offensive security or the ethical hacker or the red team is you need to build this strong mindset of the attacker. Like you need to develop the mindset that the attacker has. You need to you need to engineer yourself and you need to develop the skills so that you can also think like an attacker or the unethical malicious actor, unethical hackers, or the black hat hackers. You need the curiosity and persistence. So the technology field is evolving rapidly, so does the bad actors in the field of cybersecurity. So you need to cope up with the pace of the attackers. You need to get updated to the new attack techniques. You need to have a skill of problem solving and working under pressure. The other skill in core mindset includes the skill of reporting, communication, where you need to escalate or you need to summarize the threat or the cyber posture to the upper level management. Stepping into the technical foundation, you need the core knowledge or the basic knowledge of networking. How does the network works? How does the packet move from your device to the servers? Get reply from the server? You need to know about different protocols, ports, the network uses. The other being operating system like Linux and Windows. So there's also the basic misconception in the field of cybersecurity that to become a ethical hacker or to become a cybersecurity expert, you need to have a knowledge of Linux. So which is true in certain aspect, but it is not exactly true because in Linux, why people prefer Linux over Windows in this field is that Linux system contains the tools, most of the tools that are required while you are working or while you are attacking a system. The same tools you can also install, most of the tools you can also install in Windows. So while stepping into cybersecurity, you can also start from Windows terminal or Windows operating system. You also need to have the brief knowledge of web fundamentals like HTTP, APIs, authentication. How does the authentication mechanism works? What are the authorization techniques and methods? What is APIs? What are tokens, JWT tokens, web fundamentals like HTTP, HTTPS, TLS, and so on. So the offensive skill you need is reconnaissance and OSINT. So reconnaissance basically means scanning the target and finding the information from the target by scanning the target. While OSINT means is why you explore to different open sources platform like if I want to attack a person named Ram Tiwari, for example. So what I do in OSINT is I gather the information about Ram Tiwari from his LinkedIn, from his Facebook, from his Instagram, and other social media platforms so that I can find his phone number or certain footprints he left in the internet or his email address. The other is vulnerability analysis and exploitation techniques. So what vulnerability analysis means is go through, you run the scan to find the vulnerability, which means the weakness in the system. So when you find the weakness in the system, after you find the weakness, you exploit them. So you can simply understand it by your house is your system. So the door in your house is open. So the open door that is open, you can think it like it's the vulnerability so that the attacker can steal into your house, you get into your house. The exploitation techniques that the attacker successfully got access into your house. Privilege escalation. So he entered one of your room through the door. So after entering the system, he escalated his privilege to the other rooms and other being post exploitation where you have certain motivations like it can be demanding a certain ransom or you can exfiltrate the data and so on. So the tools you need are Nmap, Borbsuit, Metasploitables, and thousand others tools. So so there are in Linux or while hacking a system, there are multiple more than hundred of tools that you might have to work with. So you need to get familiar with some of the basic tools like Nmap, Borbsuit, Metasploitables. You need to have a scripting knowledge like Python scripting, Bash scripting for making your repetitive work or your repetitive job easier for automation. The other soft skill include critical thinking, curiosity, and communication, as I already talked. Reality check. Tools does not make a hacker skill and mindset too. So beginner tools to master while you are stepping into the field of cybersecurity are the networking tools like Nmap, Wireshark, OSINT tools, web and application security including Burpsuit, OWASP, ZAP, Nikto, exploitation and post-exploitation tools like Metasploit, Aircrack, NZ, Hydra, Zone the Reaper, Hashcat, and so on. Scripting and automation tools like Python and Bash. So these are so there are also the other different tools that I placed in the slide, which are the tools that are pre-installed on the Linux. So you might require these tools while you are moving forward into your career or for special purposes. So, so the roadmap to become an ethical hacker. So Martin Lockheed, who is also the security researcher, he developed a framework called the Cyber Kill Chain Framework or the Cyber Kill Chain Attack. It was introduced in 2011 as a part of improving structured security defenses. It was created to identify, understand, and break down each steps of cyber attack so the defender can stop the attacks earlier before the attacker can actually attack into your system. It is also called the roadmap of becoming an successful ethical hacker because it teaches you to think like an attacker step by step from the initial process from reconnaissance to the latter stages exploitation to command and control and action and objective. So reconnaissance basically means the attacker gathers the information on the target, such as open ports and employee emails. So basically,
Rivasa,
hello.
Rivasa, am I audible to you, sir?
Yes, you are
Uh,
audible.
I think, sir, sorry to say, but we are running out of time, sir, and
Okay,
I
okay,
think it will be easy if you wrap up this your part uh, in some slightly shorter way, sir.
okay, sure.
Sure, sir.
So to become a successful hacker or ethical hacker, you need to think like an hacker. You need to master this chain. You need to own the system. So you can basically Google cyber kill chain attack. There are seven phases or the seven chains, seven part in the chain. You can, so firstly, you need to master the skill of reconnaissance information gathering. Then weaponization, which means to prepare the malware payload or the exploit. Then you need to know about the delivery. It can be the phishing, through the USB drives, or through the ad campaigns and so on. Then exploitation, which means that the payload you created just needs to break the system, exploiting a vulnerability. Once the vulnerability is exploited, the malware you created or the payload you created will be installed on the system, on the victim system. The command and control is the remote server from which you give command to the software you just injected in the victim's system. And action and objective basically means once you achieve the goals, once you extract the data, once you demand the ransomware, your objective, once your objective is fulfilled for hacking the system or attacking or breaking the system, you will need to exit from the system without any traces or without any evidences that you entered into the system. So for getting started into the field of cybersecurity or offensive security, there are different platforms where you can explore different hacking techniques like Try Hack Me, Hack the Box. Portswigger Academy has the Web Security Academy. The other being Cybrary, where you can access online courses related to cybersecurity. For CTF, you have Pico CTF. Coursera also provides free Google Cyber Certificate. You can apply for financial aid in Coursera Google Cybersecurity course. So the other is certified in cybersecurity CC certification, ISC2CC certification. For API security, there is API Sec University and so on. So you can explore, you can start your career in cybersecurity from these platforms. So this is it. So I'll take the question at the end. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Riva sir. It's really honor to have a conversation with you, and thank you for taking out time. And I think each and every students now have somehow sort out their clarifications. Uh, uh, and it is now moving forward. I would like to welcome in the panel the CEO of our company, the founder of our company, who initiated this Dlytica Inc. Back in the 2018, Mr. Assis Barazisal itself. So I will allow him to continue our career guidance session of on forward, and I will share my screen again, and after this I will conduct Q&A sessions where you will get the opportunity to ask as many as question you want. So please bear with me. We will try to conduct this session as smoothly and as fastly as can. So please bear with me, and I'm gonna share my screen, and over to you, Asif sir.
Sure, it's good.
So is my screen is visible to you, sir?
Yeah, it's good.
So so let's move. So let's move ahead, sir. So how to select a right career path is one of the main topic that you will have to discuss to our students, sir. Because many students have this kind of dilemma that how to choose the right career. Choosing career is very tough task in today's scenario. So it will be very easier for our student if you give them clarification, your experience, your personal experience, because you've been a tech industry since kind of since more than 15 16 years, so you have a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, a lot of information regarding this industry, regarding this cosmos. So it will be a great opportunity to for the students to know your experience, to know your personal journeys. Over to you, Asif sir.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much. Thank you, Vijay. Thank you everyone for joining. Good morning, good evening, or good night, whatever part of the world you're joining from. Um, so I'll make short and sweet. I'll not talk much. I'll just like discuss about the potential roadway for your right career, just for maybe around 2 minutes. So we'll go directly to the Q&A session. So we'd like to hear from you or your confusions, and we'll try to clarify that. Okay, that will be better. So to Basically, to give you a way forward, how can you go to your right career? How can you choose your right career? How can you build your right career? So that could be a lot of questions coming throughout your mind. Um, I mean, right now the world is so dramatic. Like you have seen the changes when the Chat GPT came in, or the large language models, LLM, or the Gen AI thing started coming in. There is a big question mark towards the career right now. So how to choose the right career? Um, because you have things to learn, you have the tools to understand, you have programming language to know about, you have to understand what the business domain, which industry you want to work for, let's say banks or telcos or governments, or it could be insurance. So there could be industry specific knowledge that you have to grasp, and as well as the tools and technologies I talked about, and you have to get a at least a landing zone where you start learning and you start working, right? So there are multiple things to start in your career, but however, I said our audience is from the multiple domains. Some of you are students, or some of you are graduates, some of you are working in IT, and some of you are working non-IT, and so on. So we saw like it's a varied group. Um, if the question is about how can I start the right career, is start it. That's the thing. If you want to start something, start today or tomorrow. Whenever, like, if you don't start, if you don't keep moving, that is the blocker to start the career. And right and wrong, there is no single formula in the world. Just want to share you my experience as well. So I was an Android app developer. I started my journey. I wanted to do the big data, but when I started my career journey, I was not able to get that because I didn't have most many companies that they provided big data opportunity that time. So I jump into directly to Android application developer. Okay, let me start. I got an internship opportunity, and I thought, okay, why don't I join? Let me start something. I joined as an Android app developer. I slowly brushed up myself into some foundational knowledge of the applications, how the systems work, how the customer interact with the application, and so on. I knew the Java programming language that time, like the app was built using Java. So at least I got into hands-on things into programming and applications and system and communication. How can I communicate my app developed platform to the management or the customers? So then I still didn't get the data and AI career. I got an opportunity to work as a one of the project for Java web developer. So I went to building an application. It was kind of similar to PTE kind of application. PTE for the test, PTE test. Somebody wanted to build, and so I was building the PTE application that time. I Then I thought of why don't I start? Okay, let me start, because Android app was already getting boring for me, because it was most of the time it was repetitive work. So then I ended up started doing web application. Then sometime later I got an opportunity. So now the thing is, I have got the programming background, I have got the communication background knowledge, and I have got some interest in big data, and I was already trying my some paid projects. I was interested like doing the big data things, and I was doing my project portfolio. I started building the GitHub and so on. So started building the some of the big data projects, and interestingly got the big data interview, and I was able to crack, because not just because of the paid projects that I was doing, not just because of the something I was doing in the side, but because of also that I had some programming foundation. I had built some like problem solving skill and communication skill. So I was able to crack the interview. So the thing I'm trying to say here is there is nothing called a right career or right choice. So the thing is you have to start in the right direction. So the only thing that I want to say you guys is, if you are trying to become a data developer or AI developer, or I can say application developer, and so on, or cybersecurity or DevOps, try to go towards the direction whichever it is, but it should be around the IT landscape. But if you are doing digital marketing and you are saying you want to be data engineer, you want to be data scientist, then that's not the alignment. If you are doing some kind of a lot of students out there who are in the abroad, like Canada or US or Australia, and some of you have joined from there as well. If you are doing something else just for the sake of short-term benefits, yes, I mean, yeah, there are complications, I understand, but if you are not like focusing towards the career of interest, or you are not building your portfolio, or even sometimes you have to be ready to do for free, like some people think about doing internship for free or doing the training for somewhere. It's not good for me because I don't want to do, why should I do for free, and then so on. So that should not be the mindset in initial days of career. Start with something, whatever you get. That's what I want to say. It doesn't matter for free or something, because ultimately it benefit you more than the employer. So another interesting thing about also our Subhan also mentioned about the next career trajectory where the world is heading towards. That's why we don't know the predictability of the future yet, because I don't know how the careers and roles gonna shift it towards, because you know what, once Nvidia CEO recently said that there will be only one programming language in future, that is English or natural language, you know. So the thing is, if as long as you are able to communicate your thought process and you are able to solve the problem, now if you want to build a website, there are a lot of website called Replit, uh, things like that. If you just go and start prompting or providing your the input, or what you want to build, it can build it for you. Especially like simple websites and then so on. We don't need developers these days anymore. Uh, and if you want to do complex integration, complex part of the problem solving skill, because what the AI doesn't know is much about the business domain. Yes, there are like general knowledge is also already provided to those domain, like models, they are able to answer it, but some kind of a local context, some kind of how that particular business is running, how that legacy in that business is hidden, and the skill sets they have. So that is only the thing that AI miss. If you're able to work smart and collect those context and provide it to AI and ask it to do job for you, then it can do. What I'm trying to say here is, if you want to build some reports or charts, if you want to build some AI models, then as long as you provide enough information as a context, and you can guide properly as a, like, it's like guiding somebody. It's like guiding somebody. So if you are expert in the domain or the problem solving, then you can guide AI to work for you. So the AI will do the job for you, and it tests what your requirement or prerequisite it. It tests it, and it can say, and you should be able to say whether or not it's doing right. If it's going wrong direction, then you know nothing, because you don't know what's going on, right? So once Sudeep also said earlier about um, what you should do now, like, should you really get afraid of it, like like thinking about my career will be gone and then so on. So the best thing is about adaptability. Like, you should be evolving. So if you don't start today, this is really critical era right now. So if you are in the IT and or related industry, and you want to join or start a career in IT or AI things, start today. It will be too late for you guys to start late than today. The only thing that I want to say is, if you just start jumbling around, oh, whether should I start doing the Coursera course, or should I join some training centers, or should I go for internship to some companies, or should I start doing myself? I want to do self-study. These questions, if you just start jumbling us around those questions, then there is no stability on you. So when the stability come, you start something, you join the course, you join the training, you do the internship, or you have started building your challenge. Let's say you be posting a LinkedIn, oh, I want to do 30-day challenge, let me build something interesting website for me, let me build something interesting AI model for me, something to let me do some kind of ethical hacking, like hacking to the certain systems. As Look, if you don't do any, like basically challenge or don't take any challenge, if you just say, I will start doing Coursera course from today, it doesn't work out because the problem is you start today, but there is no same energy as today. Like as tomorrow, you will feel lazy. Tomorrow, you will feel, oh, I have something else to do. Let me try something else because you are not bound to something. Because to do something great, you have to be bounded, or you have to have some sort of contract in within yourself. And regarding the career choice, again, I'm going back to the career choice. Whatever you see around the IT and you think like that, start joining. But the most important thing is if you already have realized that this is something I'm interested in doing, BI reports. I'm interested in building the data pipelines. I'm interested in doing the tools, Kubernetes or Dockers and so on. Then go for engineering. If you love toolings, if you love like networks a little bit and also have like platform engineering knowledge, platform engineering interest, then go for DevOps. If you are a good communication skill, you love presenting people, you love talking to people, and you don't want to be too techy or too things like that, then you can go for analytics. Let's say you love, like you are really interested in building machine learning models, and you think like, oh, let me build some kind of a model predictions and so on, then start thinking about AI. But for today, AI need to be done like by any rules. There is no thing. If you don't leverage your AI, don't leverage like let's say Cursor or Claude or this kind of a AI coding platform these days, you know, and if you are not leveraging ChatGPT or this Perplexity or any tools to do your day-to-day job, don't think like, oh, if I use AI, I'm going to be able to understand deeper knowledge. No, it gives you motivations. Let's say if you start building something, if you use AI, if you build something great, and if it's running, you feel motivated to do even more. And slowly, if you do better over the time with the platform that you are building, a project you are working on, then next questions come in. How can I optimize it? How can I make it integrate better? How can I integrate it to other platform? Then the questions start coming into you yourself, so you want to do better. Then then the time comes in to start deep dive into specifics of the product, that like then you start going down. So there are always up two approaches, from top to bottom to top to bottom approach. So you have to balance. So in scholars, in school days, or in your job, especially in school and college days, you have been learning so much of basics, so much of mathematics, so much of basics, and so on. You are on the ground. Now if you use AI and things like that, you start building in superficial, like let's say if you start getting requirement, start drafting down the document in the chat gpt and so on, you start like drilling down things. So now when the comes in, like things comes in, then you start slowly matching to top to bottom to top approach. So you have to balance those between. The thing is, most important thing, take the challenge of accepting something. I want to start something because again, I'm saying the energy you have today, if you have a hot blood to today, start something, get something that is sustainable. Not like, oh, okay, I'm gonna join some online course, let me try to build some interesting project. If you aim really big, if you cannot reach anywhere. So start something small, but join somewhere, start learning today and so on. So that is only I wanted to say in your career choice. But choosing the right career is not a contract, is not a lifetime contract again. So even from my experience, I was moving from multiple career choices, so I eventually landed to my where I'm interested in. But as long as if it's IT, if it's relevant related to the your career goal, then it doesn't matter. Start exploring, start working, and whenever you find the right opportunity for you to work on, then jump. I think uh, that should help you guys a lot. That's all from my side. All the best.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, sir. It's always great to have a conversation with you, Asif sir. Thank you, everyone. On the behalf of entire student, we heartfelt thank you to Asif Parajali sir for taking your time out. And moving forward, I will now kind of reach to question answer session. But after since the sessions seems more interesting, so I just now I'll give the quick introduction about the company profile, since I'm not got the opportunity to give the quick introduction about company. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll give a quick introduction about Dlytica. So we are basically, as I said before, we are basically established in 2018. Under Dlytica Incorporated, we have sub branches in Middle East. We have sub branches in Nepal. We have sub branches in USA. Our main head office is located in Canada. We have 200 plus clients that are and we have 150 plus team member that is working from Dlytica Inc. So this is the basic core sweet and short introduction about Dlytica. And we cover all the core sectors like government sector, like banking sector, like insurance sector, like telecom sector. These are the core arena that Dlytica Inc. is working. Since 2018, it's been around 8 year that it's been around 8 9 year at about a decade that we are working existing in the market. So this is a quick introduction about Dlytica. Apart moving forward, I will give a quick introduction about our Dlytica Academy as well. So as I said before, Dlytica is a totally is an IT company. Is a totally a tech industry company. And but Dlytica Academy is a byproduct of that Dlytica IT company. We the main agenda, the main motto of Dlytica Academy is to provide all sort of data, AI, cloud knowledge to the students of IT domain. Apart from this, many of the corporate profession do not have such kind of notions and such kind of notions about such kind of notion and knowledge about the data, AI, cloud that is changing rapidly in the current scenario. So the another main agenda of Dlytica Academy is to provide the knowledge and all sort of information regarding data, AI to the corporate profession as well via online. We provide all sort of classes around 4 weeks in a weekend in a week via online. The durations of a class is around 2 hour, around 1.5 hour to 2 hours. So that's the durations of our classes, and we provide all sort of industry based training. We sort of provide all sort of corporate based trainings. We also provide, and eventually if the students really perform well in that durations, that definitely that students will get the opportunity of internship and placement down the road. So that's the basic stuff of Dlytica. That's the basic quick introductions of Dlytica Academy. So without taking your much time, since this sessions already has taken much time, so I will move forward. So these are the key courses that we offer, ladies and gentlemen, everyone present in the house. These are the key courses that we offer: data analytics, data science, data engineering. So that this session is basically conducted to give to to help you to make the decision either to choose data analytics, either to choose data science, or either to choose data engineering. This session is conducting since last 2 hours. The main motto why we conducted these sessions, why we this session is conducted is only to give the clarity whether data analytics will be a best option for you, whether data science will be a best option for you, or whether data engineering will be best option for you. That is the main agenda. That is a core factor why this career guidance session is conducted, and why our speaker are present in the house. So this is the main motto of conducting this session since last 2 hours. So as I said before, this sessions already take much time. So moving forward, without taking your more time, I will give a quick introduction about the these are our key courses that we offer in the upcoming time as well, like DevOps engineering courses we are going to offer in some in our upcoming days. Cybersecurity are the courses that we are going to provide in upcoming days. So these are the key courses that we also going to provide. Apart from that, I will give a quick introduction about our client as well. These are the clients that we are working with. These clients are clearly visible on the screen. Like as I said before, Nepal is a country that is highly depends on the banking sector for its economic fluctuation, right? So and all sort of for the banking sector, for the economic fluctuations, and all sort of banking project, all sort of banking assignments, all sort of banking data are executed and stored by our company by Dlytica Inc. The we store, we handle, we analyze all sort of data of NICSA Bank. As you can clearly see on the screen, we store, analyze, and execute all sort of data of Citizen Bank as well. So these are the some of the client that we are working for. These are the client that we are to whom we are rendering our services. So without taking your much time, I will move forward. As I said before, I always wanted to each and everyone to reach out this part of this session. This is the most exciting part of this our sessions. This is a interactive Q sessions. In these sessions, you will have, because since last 2 hour, me myself and our experts are speaking constantly, continuously. So you guys may not have got the opportunity to ask fruitful questions. So I will now let you give the opportunity to ask as many as question to our expert. And apart from this, we also have some special question from our students, but I will ask that question to our expert after you finish your questions. So over to you, each and every student. So you can unmute your mic, you can unmute your camera and ask them as a question to our expert, Mr. Ashish Parazuli sir, Mr. Subhan Singh Karki sir, Mr. Rivas Newpani sir, Mr. Sudeep Shrestha sir, and so everyone, every team members, every family members of Dlytica Inc. are present in the panel. So please go forward, each and every students. It's your time to ask your questions. Over to you, each and every student present in the panel. Hello. I encourage. Sure, sir. Sure. Adil sir, you have raised your hand. Sure. You can ask the question.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
So yeah, my question is for the Sudeep sir, Sudeep Shrestha sir. So my name is Adarsh. So right now I'm looking for my career switch to the data engineer. Since I am introduced with the Python and the other tools, so I would like to ask the Sudeep Shrestha sir how can we fill up the gap for the as a software engineer who is already working as a professional on a mon stack, and I started my career as a data engineer. Um, Data engineer through the Grow by Data, and work for a full stack engineer for a year. And right now I'm just looking forward to switch my career as a data engineer since I'm introduced. I'm much more keenly interested in it. Would you like to give me some uh, career guidance and quick tips over it? I have been through your slides as well, but I was a bit late. So can you just give me a quick short what can I have to focus on more priorly?
Yeah, hi, others. Okay, so you already have an experience on Monstack. That means you kindly know how the system works, right? I mean, how the front end and back end communicate with each other. So that will be a basic foundation for any system that you understand. So, what you can do is maybe you can make a portfolio project where you can create a, let's say, a real-time dashboarding system, because at the first I was also a stack developer. So I also started my career as a full stack developer. I was also doing the stack. So in that time what I did was uh, I integrated data tools with the stack, by the way. So maybe you could make a project yourself and utilize your full stack knowledge with data engineering tools. So for example, what you can do is, so you can use, let's say, maybe what you can do is you can design a software which monitors the logs in real time, so using a data tool, which may be RabbitMQ or the Kafka. So you can simply I think for the Monstack you can use producer consumer JS. I think there's a package of Kafka for that. You need to have Kafka as a data tool installed on your system, and you can make a simple portfolio to understand how data tools can be integrated with your current skills that you have, and you can simply understand the whole end-to-end process, how the tools can be integrated with a system or with any other software application. So you can simply do that by this thing.
So I think you have got your confusions, dilemma sort out by our Sudeep Sreshta sir. So I will now let the other students to ask their questions to dilemma to our expert members. Hello. I request each and every students present in the house to ask their questions, or they can easily write the questions in the chat box as well. And if the students are not asking the question, I will ask some special questions on the behalf of the students, because before conducting this career guidance session, I got a lot of questions from on the behalf of the students. So without taking your more time, since this session is already has taken most of the time, I will now ask this the special question asked by the students to our team expert. So the first question is, when review, as I said, this question is specific to you, so it will be easier for the student to sort out their dilemma. So the first question is that, when reviewing a fresher CV, what key element do you look for within the first 30 seconds, sir?
That's
So
interesting question. We look for how beautiful your resume is. If you think so, that's not the right answer for sure. So the thing is, within 30 second, we will find out if you have done relevant job or not. That's what old hiring process looks like right now. A lot of in especially Canada, US, or like I can say the or Europe market right now, we have a lot of AI agents or AI systems that does like your uh, resume screened, because the crazy thing right now is with the Claude or Chat GPT or a lot of resume builder, people are building their resume so fast. Like they're writing the resume um, so fast, and they're applying. They used to apply for, let's say if we have some job vacancy, we used to get around 5 or 10 or 50 kind of resume. Now we are getting like around 300 to 500 resumes for a job. Imagine how crazy market it is, because it's easy for people to apply. Let's say if you go to LinkedIn, just click the easy apply, easy apply. If you go to some kind of a websites, and you can just fill up the job faster. So it's now so easy to apply the jobs and write the resume. That's why we are getting so much of resume. So what I'm trying to say here, within 30 seconds, first level, usually the organizations are filtering the resume by AI. What AI look for, I think that would be a good interesting insights for you. The key feature in the AI is to look for the keywords. So whether or not you have that the technology we are looking for, or the tools we are looking for, or the certain keywords, if the keyword overlap much, we go for that resumes first. Usually that's the usual like AI systems look for. And second is, uh, if you have done some projects, if you have some so differentiated, like among the hundreds of resume, if you have some pet projects in GitHub, we look for that. So that way, if you have some projects in the GitHub, that means, oh, that's interesting, you have done something in your site. um, the GitHub link that attracts usually companies. The projects, listed projects in your resumes, that quickly look into. And if that project is relevant to our projects that we do, or relevant to the technology, that job description that we are looking for, and that job description shows that, oh, you have the in-depth knowledge of something, it is something, you have to show something interesting. And even interestingly, if you have some kind of a demo and so on, link somewhere, something you can put, and certifications for sure. So if there are certifications on the top somewhere, that's the value addition. Certification is not the guarantee for the job, but certifications are the value additions for your resume. So having said that, a few things. One, interesting projects, GitHub like links, the keywords, especially the job relevant keyword, job description relevant keyword. These are the few things that we look for. And even AI systems these days and pre-screening AI systems also look for these parameters. I hope that answered the question.
Great, sir. Great. Thank you so much for your answer, sir. I think this questions is, I think, solved by for the students. And apart from this, I also these questions many time. So I would like to welcome on the panel again Suman Singh Karki, sir, for solving this problem. So so many students have this kind of dilemma and confusion that what core skills do beginner prioritize to successfully start a career in the data, AI, or the related field, sir? Have you got my question? So should I repeat the question again, sir?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that question, Vijay.
Yes.
What tools as a beginner?
What core skills should beginner prioritize to successfully start a career, sir? So that is the basic concern of many of the students.
Well, core skill set, I would to answer that, I would say you have to have a very good and deep understanding of SQL as well as Python. It's one thing to learn and implement it, but when you are working as a professional, when you are running a code in production system, the code has to adhere to some standards. So it has to be clean, it has to be documented, it has to be idempotent, it has to be resilient, it has to be scalable. So, it's not about whether your code does the task, or it's not that you should develop a script or write a script that only does the task. What does it do when your input fails? What does it do when the network fails? What does it do when when your system crashes and reboots? So what does it do when um, your customer count goes from 1,000 to 1 million? So these are some of the things you should keep in mind, and you should learn to that extent, especially SQL and Python. After that comes, because I say this because there is no alternative to SQL and Python when you are starting out. Almost everything, unless you are working on edge cases, almost everything that you work in data domain literally begins with SQL and Python. So you have to have a very deep understanding of it. After that, based on your use case scenario, you have to bring in mastery of other tools. So let's say, for example, if you're working on cloud, you might be working with lake houses. You might be working with streaming pipelines. You might have to orchestrate your pipelines. Then those individual tools, you have to integrate those tools with the pipeline that you've already built, the beginner pipeline. So the core skill set really sits on SQL and Python, a very deep understanding of SQL and Python. And now you have to take it a step further, like I already mentioned. The skill set, the most valuable and important skill set, is understanding the problem and design the system to answer that problem. What is the end deliverable for the stakeholders? You have to start in the reverse order. You don't go from A to B. Rather than you first figure out what you have to deliver, then you build the whole system behind it, and then you plug in or integrate the tools that will help you build that system. So you have to think from a higher or a bigger perspective rather than individual tools and plugins. So like, for example, if you're building a pipeline, you say, okay, I need to get the data from here to A to B. So I'll be working with Python. So I need to store the data somewhere. I will choose some database. There are too many pipelines. I need to orchestrate it. I'll bring in Airflow. You can't just plug and play those tools one by one, because that will create a mess in the end. You have to look at the bigger picture. And so that level of thinking from a system perspective, that is a very key criteria, I would say. And that will take some time, but that's not an excuse going forward. Your mindset has to change for you to be able to think from a system perspective rather than tool perspective. Other than that, as I already mentioned, not being afraid of AI, but rather taking help of AI, because a couple of years ago, we used to take help from Google, Stack Overflow, and those kind of things. ChatGPT, Claude, these kind of LLM, they have just made it easier and faster to get that same help. It's not that if we ran into some errors 2 years ago, we still had to go through some of the Q&A or help section of some website to get the help. It's not that the ideas came to our head straight away. ChatGPT and Claude have just sped up that process. So you should not be afraid of AI. Rather, you should be making use of it, and you have to make use of it in a very intuitive and a very educational perspective. Not just get help from it, but understand, because Stack Overflow will give you the solution, but they will not teach you why they are doing this or how they come to that conclusion or how it fixes your issue. Whereas if you ask the same help from ChatGPT or Cloud, these chatbots will not just give you the solution, but they will also teach you about the solution, why this solution was implemented, why the other solution were not implemented, and it will just increase upon your personal knowledge base and make you grow further. So that's my 2 words on that question.
Great, sir. Great. Thank you so much for your informations and knowledge, sir. I think this question has been sorted out in the student's mind after your answers. And as sir, one of our student, Deepest Lutil sir, has asked one of the most interesting questions. So there has been some kind of debate that how the fresher resume should be. Someone says that fresher resume should be 1 page. Someone says fresher resume be a couple of pages, 3 pages, 4 pages. So it will be a great. It will be great if you answer that question, sir. How much is there any how much there should be an actual page for the resume of a fresher, sir?
So the thing is, um, most important thing is not number of pages, how many pages you need. That's not the big debate. So usually this kind of pages kind of a questions comes in picture when you have a very long experience of 8 10 years or 20 years, then you'll have many job that you have to show, many projects that you want to show, and so on. So the resume becomes longer. um, that is the time when the debate of number of pages should go. But like if you are just starting the career as a freshers, then you don't have much thing to write about, right? Like, why do you need many pages to write? You just put the key skills, key things, key, like especially 1 or 2 pages or 3 pages, as long as you can convince what you are trying to portray. So uh, it's better to include things than not to include, for sure. But it doesn't matter, it doesn't make sense to have a lot of information but it's not giving the key insights. So when you're talking about the AI things, the people look for a few 30 seconds or so. The 30 seconds kind of thing is valid. Yes, we just look for a sneak peek into the resumes and try to find out if the keywords are matching, if the tools are relevant, if the project is relevant, if they have certifications, kind of things. These are the triggering things for us. If we just see these things, having said that, you have to focus on these key things where you want to highlight those. However, you can add many more details if you have, like if you have some interesting amazing project and you want to showcase it in your resume, that's okay. Doesn't matter number of pages. So write it as much as you can, but don't write too much using chat gpt or things like that. Just blend up your information, but try to have the highlighted information, 1 or 2 pages, 2 pages, 3 pages, doesn't matter. But usually 1 or 2 pages, that should be enough. Just if 1 page or 2 page maximum, that should be enough when you're starting your career, you know.
Yeah, I think Ashish, to add to that, um, yeah, when
Sure, sure,
when
sure.
I was creating resume 15 years back, and I think it's that trend is still going on. People fill their resume with things they know about. And I don't think they have to include things they know, because in the interview, they will obviously figure out whether they know things or not. And what they should be doing, writing in their resume is what have they done actually, whether they have done project, whether if they have professional experience, what did they achieve in that, in their company, in their roles, if they are freshers, newcomers, what personal projects have they worked on, where are their repository. I mean, I've worked for 15 years. If I make a resume right now, I don't think it'd be more than 2 pages long.
Perfectly
Yeah,
said.
agreed. So it's just matter of like the key things to be there. As long as if you have the key things, that should be enough. That's the first priority for you. Then rest, I mean, if you have done a project, you have to put like something, what interestingly what you have done, what is the extra you have done performance optimization, you have done build a project for some NGOs or INGOs or non-profit. You have built some interesting pet projects and it's live right now. So what you want to showcase that key things first. That's the main thing. The rest, I mean, so 1 or 2 pages, like Subhan said. I mean, even if we have to concise, even single page for us, we have been working for 15 plus years should be enough, right? But uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so it is
Yeah,
not it is not the thing how long.
yeah, and one key tip for everybody when you are writing a resume, do a little research in the company that you're applying to, what key technology they're working on, and if you already have a project that includes those technologies, talk about that. That should be more than enough. I mean, if you are applying to a company that works on AWS, but your resume does not even talk about AWS or any project that works on AWS, or let's say any specific tools or technology, that is not a good sign.
Great, sir.
Yeah,
Great.
that's
Totally
the key.
agree with your opinion, sir. So, moving forward, I thank you for so much for your answer, Suman sir and Asif sir. I think the problems and the confusions of the student has been solved out. Deepesh sir, I think Deepesh sir confusions has been solved out. And apart from this, I have one of the some interesting questions by our one of the students, Orbin Thakur sir. He has asked some lengthy but a very interesting question, sir. So please bear with me, Asif sir. So the question is like that, given the current hiring landscape in Nepal, right? What make a candidate stand out for the entry level or the trainee data engineering role? Which company or sector in Nepal are actively hiring for roles, and where should fresher graduate focus their job search? Cause in today's scenario, so finding a job in the workplace, in the corporate market, there is a rumors that connection do works. There is a rumor that favoritism or nepotism do work. There is a rumor that all kind of politics do work. So what is the main reasons, what is the main current scenario, what is the actual current scenario in the current hiring landscape in Nepal or anywhere in the world, sir? What basis any company or any employer hire the employee or the candidate for their data entry level or even a higher level? So that is one of the key major this is a major concern question that is asked by many students in different languages, and Arvind Thakur sir has also raised this question in his own languages. So it will be great if you sort out these questions, Asif sir. Would like to give you an answer, sir?
Yeah, for sure. So I think Subhan already replied something. I think you would be the right person to answer this one. But though from yeah, I mean in engineering, in data engineering especially if you are looking for a which company and which company they are hiring for, and like what should fresh graduate focus on their job search. So the thing is, you know, um, so sectors, especially in data and AI, especially data engineering, is done by the large scale organization, usually medium to large scale organizations. So if you just see a small retail store, and if you ask like whether or not they have done data engineering and so on, uh, eh, because they are not ready, especially in data, you have to look for medium to large scale organizations. Industries, usually telcos and banks, insurance companies, these are the top line of the AI use case builders. And especially even the retail chain, like for example big marts, if you see the Barbotini, if you see the groups like Chaudhary groups and so on. So if you see larger scale organization, medium to large scale organizations, they usually have the data engineering use cases. They want to build pipelines. And also there are many companies in Nepal that they are doing outsourcing. They're doing outsourcing to Canada, US, Australia. There are a lot of like IT companies that they're doing so. So you can hunt around those companies. And especially for the entry level roles, like I said, you should be looking for there are some training centers that they give you training to the job hiring process as well. So maybe that is also a nice idea. Even like, for example, Dlytica, one of the objective of our Dlytica Academy is to bridge the gap between who is interested in data engineering to the data and AI courses. So if you bridge, like if you are coming to the class, if you are showcasing yourself, your skills and your strength to the class, then we will choose you, versus who doesn't show up or who doesn't right. Always in the top priority for us right now. It means even similarly, there are other training centers in Nepal as well that they look in the similar approach. And there are some fellowships, there are scholarships, there are trainees that they have open for. Try to join to them, and to find like basically where to source the job, especially if you see some big data or AI kind of event happens, try to be there, try to connect with people. Networking is really important. And if you see the seniors out there coming from some companies of your target, let's say you want to work for one of the bank, then if you see one event, or if you find an event that you can meet them or one of the employees, or let's say you want to work with Delightica, you maybe chase around where in what event Delightica employees come in, right? Or where can I meet them? Maybe that is one of the interesting pathway, is meeting one of the employee of some company that you are targeting for in an event or somewhere. That gives you a networking effect. Okay. So that networking effect showcase, oh, I have done this interesting project. Showcase about your interesting project that you have done. Showcase about interesting thing you are learning. Ask some questions. What is the interesting thing? What do you do regularly? Showcase your interest or enthusiasm to the project. That gives you an edge that when that company they're looking for a job, they might ask you to, or be in touch with them. Be in touch with them whenever you have vacancy and so on. Please let me know, and so if you be in touch with them, they will help you. And also try to be connected with the recruiters in the market. So recruiter also give you an edge. So that's where you find, or there are a lot of job portals that you need to hunt around. But not all the job portals they open the vacancies, because like I said, the many companies has these days training uh, pool to get the entry level candidates, or from the networks, or from the networks that we usually get. So these are the frontliners that you should not miss.
Okay, sir. Perfectly, highly agree with your opinion, sir. That's a great answer. And apart from this, do anyone in the panel have any questions? Do any of our students have any questions? Or otherwise, I will ask the last question of this sessions, and we will wrap up the sessions. Is anyone in the present house do you have any kind of dilemma or confusions? You will
I
never
think we
get this
missed.
opportunity.
I think Vijay.
Sorry.
I think we missed. I think we have missed one question from Sisir Kafle. I think is asking about hospital management system. Is Sisir
Sure,
available
sir.
here? Still?
So yes, I think sorry for the
Yes, sir.
inconvenience. Cecil Kafle sir have one of the questions, sir. That am I doing hospital management system using React, Spring Boot, and MSQL? I also plan on adding AI features on it. What kind of AI features can I add in my project? Can you give me a solution? So that's that kind of dilemma confusion that Cecil Kafle sir is having, sir. So we'd like to add on this.
Maybe let's hear from little bit background of Sisir Kafle itself. Like you wanna
Sure, sure,
explain
sure.
something for project?
Yes, sir.
Sis, Sir, are you present in the house?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir,
So
I'm
please
doing
go
a
on, sir.
final year project on for this. And I'm planning on making sir hospital management system in which I have plan on adding like the doctor portal, admin portal, pharmacy portal, and technician portal for this project for now. And in this project, I'm planning on doing such as, for example, when doctor is doing for example, when doctor patient goes to doctor, he or she will give the report, and when the doctor says for the lab test report, and it will go to admin lab technician portal, which reduces the manual work. So apart from this, like apart from these features, I'm also planning on integrating AI features. So what kind of AI features can add? So that's why, sir.
That's a good point. Okay.
Okay.
That's interesting project. So usually, while implementing the AI, how the thought process in an organization works is about the first thing is about what problem we are trying to solve. If you have a problem you want to solve, that's the first thing you want to look at. Second, to solve that problem, do you have enough data to train the AI? Have you collected data? If you haven't collected data, what is the best way you can start collecting? Through the interviews, to questions, through like or asking them to like collect the data using some extracting the data from your reports, lab reports, and then so on. So you have much more information coming from labs. The report itself, report analytics is something, one of the key things that you can work on AI. So one could be, especially in health, it is very critical to implement AI, because you cannot directly say, ask AI to do, say, or recommend medicine, or AI cannot recommend the suggest some the medical related things, but it can assist the doctors, it can assist the pharmacist, or it can assist the patients. So how can you help them is by providing, let's say you have reports, right? Like you have lab report generated. Instead of, imagine in, let's say, context, that if some people don't know English, or some people don't understand what those medical terms are, if you can explain that report in a very layman way, in a like kind of a layman local language, let's say Nepali language, or could be a local language. If you can explain that report in a like layman language, then a patient don't need to ask for somebody else, from relatives or neighbors. They should start chasing people to see the report first. So then if you can explain in a layman term, that is one of the interesting AI use case that about the lab report. The other thing could be about the patient visiting, right? Like how long is your patient visit right now? If you can check the like labs and ask questions, how long a patient need to wait to really do a lab, you can find out the lab waiting time and try to reduce it. So what point of time they can come, and maybe you can have the scheduler, or recommendation for lab to have the people on certain days. Okay, usually these days are quite busy days, these days are less busy days, and let's have more people or lab people to be available to work on and the labs and so on. So also for the doctors, like assisting doctor to take the decision. Let's say out of the report, usually what happens in the doctor hospitals or the clinics is usually lab assistant or somebody provide the insights on the report itself, and assistant doctors they provide the insights to the senior doctor and they take the decision, right? In the hospitals as well. So what if the same thing can be done? You can replace the assistant or assistant role, or not. This is not a good way, definitely, but it can enhance the assistant by creating the insights of the reports of the patients by looking into the history. So let's say if a patient is, let's say if a doctor is just looking for the recent report, you can also collect the historical data of his checkups, okay, um, and provide the doctor a way to take the decision on, okay, this was the past history and according to that it happened, and could potentially this could be the next potential suggestion or mixed potential medicine for the patient. The doctor take that as an insights that help, right, and take the necessary decision. But doesn't AI doesn't for sure take the decision. AI helps that doctor or the assistant doctor to make things faster. It used to take around 10 days, 10 hours or 2 hours to decide. Then now it can just do in couple of minutes, and the decision is taking process faster, as well as it's considering the historical data as well as the lab reports in a detailed way by looking into there are a lot of AI models in the market that are specially trained for medical systems. You can look for what are like the medical system models, small language model or large language model, depending upon if you have a GPU or not. Then you can feed it to it and assist doctors to take the decision on. So that's what I can suggest. But definitely there are, if we more into look into your systems and processes and problem, that's usually in organization that how they are built. The analytics dashboards, you can build some analytics dashboard, so you can provide to the lab owner. How can you help the lab owner to have how the business is going? How forecasting the inventory, for example, there are a lot of items in the inventory that are required to do the lab. For example, if the medicine is almost finished, or some kind of a lab like chemicals have almost finished, and so on, so you should be able to like do the inventory forecasting. Could be another project. So there are a lot of projects that you can do, but especially you can do a lot of things, but you have to start with something that can be quick wins versus the long projects. So always start with something that we can do quick wins and plan for the longer projects wins, and see how it impact to the customers or how it impact to the doctors. How is it helping? Then you will know, okay, this is the right projects to work on. Then prioritize, having said that, prioritize what you are trying to do and implement the use case. But there are various use cases that we can help stakeholders.
Great, sir. Great, sir. I think this is our confusion has been solved out by your answer, sir. Thank you, sir. I think, sir, I think your problem has been sorted out by our answer, sir. Apart from this, I think our another students have asked another questions that Sunil Gurau, sir has one of asked some question that how do we plan for the minimizing technical debt when allowing AI generated code into the code base, sir? Sir would like to take this two questions.
I think I want to pass this to Suban, maybe.
Sure. Subhan sir would like to take this question.
Suban.
So you can already find guidelines for this particular answer. So something that I do with my team was my team plays a lot with AI assistant coding. So what we do is we basically place a guardrail, um, a beginner guardrail that forces us to, make a hard decision where AI can be used and where AI cannot be used. Because especially we are working with data. We are working with client data, so we cannot haphazardly trust whatever AI code is being generated. So we have a very strict guideline to where
Subhan sir,
AI can
sorry
be
for the
used, and
interruption. Sorry for the interruption. I think there has been some little audio problem from your side, sir. Could you fix it?
Okay, is it better now?
Yeah, it's right. Right now it's better, sir.
Okay, so what I was saying is that we have some very hard guidelines to where we can use AI code and where we cannot use. Another thing is we always make it so that the code generated by AI is always following the repository standards that we have defined for our company and our projects. Some other things that we do are things like we require human ownership for every change that the AI introduces. We have a very strict PR review system, and a lot of the things AI itself, we can use AI itself. So, for example, we can introduce a lot of automated checks. So, whatever AI code is being generated, we place an automated check on top of that for a quicker and thorough check for every AI code. And the automated check can also check for whether the AI authored code is increasing any kind of rework or introducing defects or not. So that is something we can place there itself. Um, so all in all, I would say that any code generated by AI should be treated as a booster rocket. You see the what do you say, the Starship from what is the company? From Elon Musk's company, the Starship. They have got their huge booster rockets. AI code is something like that. They just speed up your implementation and refactoring, but you should not treat it as your final product. You should not give it the authority to, finalize the code or the end product. That should be completely on your head, basically. And for that to happen, you have to do all of the things that I mentioned earlier.
Great, sir. Great. I think Sunil sir, problem also has been sorted out by your answer, sir. So we kind of reach to our this session, sir. Uh, I will let me share some stuff. So we kind of reach out to the end of these sessions. We kind of reach out for endings of the sessions. So I would like to heartfelt thank you to each and every member for joining these sessions. This career guidance session is basically conducted, as I said before, to give the clarity to the students to choose what is the best option for them, to choose what is the best part for them. And thank you each and every members of Dlytica Inc. For joining, for taking your time out and joining this panel. A heartfelt thank you to each and every students for joining the sessions. This sessions is one of the core agenda of Dlytica Academy as well. So thank you for believing Dlytica Academy, trusting Dlytica Academy. Hopefully our journey will be beautiful in the upcoming days, and hopefully in the upcoming days we will conduct this career guidance sessions more often. And we really hope that this career guidance session is really helpful for you, and we somehow sort out your problem, that what will be a best option for you, what will be the best decision for you. We hope that we helped to take out from your bubble of your confusion, from bubble of your problem, bubble of dilemma. So thank you for your time. Thank you for this active participation in this career guidance sessions. Now, me, Vijay Raul, I would like to end this sessions. This career guidance session, which is conducted in 2026, 19th March. So thank you for your time. A heartfelt thank you to each and everyone. Now I would like to end the sessions. Thank you, everyone. Thank you each and everyone for joining the sessions.